Let me mansplain.
Oh my god. Becky, look at her.
Let Me Mansplain Podcast.
Hello?
You've done.
That was y'all's curry because that was the highest loan deal ever. What, 18 or 16 mil?
16. But then again, our president, bro, like he's a loose cannon. You know, a senile old man, bro. Like he used to be amazing, but his mental stability is going, bro. That
No,
man
man.
always says crazy things. Because just now, like within the last few hours, Uyuli Hernes came on a show and he was talking about buying. He's like, yeah, Nicolas Jackson, that loan option, we're never going to buy him. He needs to play 40 games. He needs to start 40 games for him to buy him. We're never going to buy him.
Damn.
I'm like, bro, why would you say that to a player who's looking for a new start and trying something new? Why on earth would you do that? And the man's like, yeah, it was 16 mil, but him and his agent put up 3 mil. So it wasn't even 16 mil. It's 13 mil. Relax. Man is just blubbing everything out.
No, man. You see, that thing, it's just that you left because you're not going to be number one anymore, just become number two, which is the craziest part. But there's less competition at Bayern for his position. So that's why he left essentially. Because it's like, bro, if he wants to fight, you would have stayed either way. But you didn't want to. And also now he was just performing oddly. Even at the Club World Cup, he was the reason why we lost against Flamengo. We're like, you know what, bro? There's too many flops that we can't overlook now. And we now have niggas that are serious about this shit. So goodbye.
Yeah, like one thing though is that as much as he's something to laugh at, he's always been a really good player. It's just decision making and temperament and finishing at the worst of times. And I think he's also like Nicolas Jackson is definitely like a form player, man. He's definitely a form player. When he's confident and feeling happy, he's more likely to play well. But then when he's bad, it's more likely to continue in negative momentum.
Now, but let's see how he runs these numbers up there at Bayern and see what happens, because he'll be in Champions League and all these things. So if you're number two in a squad that's not necessarily overflowing, then we'll see.
Yeah, man. And
what
it's
numbers
not
he
like
wearing?
Chelsea, 11.
11. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Who was wearing 11 before him?
Kingsley Coleman.
Oh, and he went to Saudi, I think.
Yeah. You need a lie.
What's up with this nigga? Did you smoke or some shit? Or do you have
mean?
an edible?
What?
Sound tired as shit.
Nah, dog. We just out here grinding. Grinding. 15K. Grinding. Man, but anyway, you know what this is and you know where you are with yours truly, the most unruly Bavaria in your area. Let's go.
Yo, man, this is Wesley Sniper, shooting from a distance like Roberto Carlos.
And this is the Let Me Mansplain Podcast, the world's most sensational podcast where everything goes, just as long as you can mansplain it. Let's go.
Let us go into adventure into this.
Aibo. Nigga, put the English down. Adventure.
The nigga will use words he don't really know.
Yeah, guess this.
Ungangimizi mina la ekhulunywa khona isingisi, ungangisho kuthiwa ngabe uyapi. Manazi ukuthi niyokhuluma isingisi, ungangibizi ngoba angifuni ukuba lapho. Into engizoyenza ngizosukuma lapho ngisakhuluma isingisi nonke ngivele ngifake impama. Nonke neskim sakho.
Bro, I already messed up within the first 15 seconds of the pod, but hey, it is what it is. What a week it has been, dog. What a week. Not even a week, what a year it has been. 2025. I know there's peaks and valleys in this motherfucker.
You think so?
Yeah, like in general, because like now I feel like low-key, like we're getting to that point where the pots are starting to boil over in this country. So it's just like, okay, so now how do we move from here, or where can we predict that the problem starts? Because now really like we see people striking for jobs and all this shit, and even people I know too. are also trying to
Yeah.
get jobs in sectors. They are well educated, have what's this thing? It's not I think this person has a PhD. Yes, they're a doctor. They have a PhD. So they have to fight for their jobs, and you see what I'm saying? So it's just a
Man,
lot
and
going on.
it's peak when doctors, like medical doctors were one of those vocations where you are almost guaranteed to get work because there's always going to be sick people, it's always going to be patients, there's always going to be a need for healthcare and health administration. So being a doctor, it was almost like showcase, bro. You're going to get employed and you're going to get paid well. But now it's cooked. It's
Yeah, cool.
absolutely cooked.
Now they're all told to open their own practice. They're all told that because there's no jobs. And it's like, yo, not everyone can open their own practice. Number one, niggas want you to open up a practice in your own home and all that shit. It's like, bro, it takes money to do that. And in order to get money, we need a job.
And on top of that, you need to have a certain amount of hours to do that. I think they need to do community service, and then they need to do what do they call it?
Those
And it's just-
practicals and all those things.
Yes.
Yeah, no, they do
practicals.
that, but that's what I'm saying. See, like these ones that are looking for jobs now, they've done all of those things. Because like someone I know that was, and was on the news just explaining the things that they had to do, even though there's no job. So that's the reason why they strike and all those stuff. And it's just like, bruh, they did all the steps, the necessary steps. Why are you not hiring when people are in need of, or when there's a shortage? Apparently, they're short staffed in the country in general. So it's like, why is it going this way? What's happening? It's just crazy. And then what they told us, no, go open your own practice. And it's like, bruh, we need, number one, more experience in this, because we need to work with y'all and see how these things go. You can't just open practice without experience,
Exactly. No, man. You see, this is where you start to look at the economic system and see that it was always flawed and it was always crumbling. Because if you think about it, right, like monetary policy, which is the policy that decides whether more money is available or not, monetary policy allows reserve banks to print limitless and just create limitless money out of thin air if they want. But at the same time, that limitless money that you can keep creating is meant to buy limited resources. Because you're on Earth, there are a limited amount of things that you can buy on Earth. They can get to a point where all the land is used, because it's like what? Only 22% of it, and the 78% of the world is water. So only 22% of this Earth's surface is land. So we could use up all of that. And at some point in the near future, everyone or all pieces of land will be owned by someone, which means that there's no more space for growth. Like people go on like there's infinite growth. At a point, the growth kind of stops. And now it's stopping artificially because we haven't developed and used everything to its best potential. And it's one of those things where those WEF loans came back to bite us, because I watched a podcast recently, I forgot the guy's name. I think he's a consultant, and he sat with a lot of boards for the Southern Hemisphere that were doing these loans for WEF, so World Economic Forum and the International Monetary Fund, and a lot of the contractual bindings that were not talked about but were deeply embedded in that agreement is that the global south cannot industrialize. So this is why politicians will always go get loans from them so they can eat that money. And the thing is, those loans, they don't even give you money. All they do is when you take that loan, they just allow you to quote unquote, to print money in the reserve bank. And your own reserve bank can run up the flipping inflation. So those niggas who go and negotiate eat the cream of the crop. Everyone else, the quality of life gets worse. Everything gets more expensive, and you don't even know why. It didn't even go into development.
Yeah, I think that's the main issue. That's the money that we get or borrow, whatever the case may be, whether it's from another country or the World Bank, it's supposed to go into developing our country, whereas these niggas just pocket it straight and then look at us as the civilians as if we were supposed to develop the country on our own. So it's just like yes, civilians do develop the country, but you have to pay us to do it, you have to put money into it, and in order for our society and economy to go. So it's just mainly what's happening today in general, just to bring this whole thing full circle, or especially with about the doctors, is that whenever we get the money to try and expand or make sure that everyone gets jobs, or just to try and revolutionize whatever industries we have now, they pocket it. And then when they pocket that money, or that loan or whatever that's supposed to go out to other people to get paid, it doesn't happen. So if you don't pay people to do the job for you, no job will get done. And our governments are super okay with that. And it's crazy to me, because it's like, you can't be at the top and say, let me save myself. Yes, we know it's normal for them, but there is a way to do it. So the reason why it's now standing out is because everyone's down and out. And then each time a country or the World Bank tries to help us, it disappears, the money disappears, and it makes zero sense as to why that happens. But hey, bruh, it's
like, people need to, yeah. Well, I feel like today I'm gonna have to put on the tinfoil hat. Right, I'm half tinfoil hatting it. I'm half telling you something that is there, but people, by and large, need to start realizing that the government and the quote unquote leaders of our society aren't really the leaders. They're just middle management.
Of course, but something has to happen. That's my thing. It's like, you have to at least put something there to make it seem like you're doing something. Now they just don't give a shit. Now they don't even want to seem like they're doing something. That's the crazy part. Because before, it's like, the thing that really fucked me up was when they did that stadium thing. I don't know how many millions they got to build that stadium, and all the niggas did was they just put stands, like those stands that we had in high school.
Yeah, I remember in Eastern Cape. Yeah,
and they pocket. I'm like, bro, this is insane. And what can you say about it? How can you be mad about it if they're donating? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, no, man. The way they do this shit is insane. And it's like, which place? That's why it's like, it's crazy where Umkwanazi and like just one person trying to make a difference, suddenly they're being chastised and all that and all these things. And it's like, it doesn't, not that it doesn't make sense. Like, even the media and everyone makes it painfully obvious that you guys thrive on corruption. So one person who tries, and everyone's captured. And then when one person tries to make a difference, you'll bash them. Like, you'll really want to live in corruption. Like, bruh, you'll really want to live in a shithole, because there'll be a time where every single person that's there will not be in government anymore, and they'll be fucked up. Now suddenly they remember why the people of the country, or what the people of the country needed. That's the thing that's gonna fuck everyone up. Like,
yeah,
he's going to be the most vocal once his time is up, because his time is coming, right? Like, because whenever there's a new regime that's going to come in and they're going to boot out the old schools that are all in there, wow, boy, they're going to start talking, and then they're going to start saying, hey, it's not fair. And the people, it's like, bro, you'll have been chowing for a minute. So if you didn't set yourself up, we don't give a shit.
But I won't even lie, man. Umbawizi is a political masterclass, bro. He's a
perfect
top
puppet.
politician. He's a top politician, and people are gonna listen to this like, that guy. What's so special about him? He's not good at his job. People need to understand, politicians' job is not to make your lives better.
It's the gift of gab.
It's the gift of gab, and it's to manage you. It's to mobilize you to move towards a certain agenda when it's time to, and it's also to manage you when the real people who own the country have made a call that most of us are going to be not okay with, and it's their jobs to distract you with something and manage you so that you don't burn things down. And the way he has switched sides over his career, because that guy was pro Zuma and pro Ramaphosa and pro this person and that person, and he's climbed from being just someone that wasn't taken seriously to being eventually sports minister, and then police minister, and now secretary general. So this guy, dude, he's a career politician, and he's slick with it.
Yeah,
it's really great with it, man.
Yep, that's the thing. That's who you want. It's like, you want someone who can bullshit you to the point where you get pissed off inside and leave shit alone. He's amazing at that. So there's just certain people, but I'm just saying, people like him who are always vocal about shit, or who always want to be the limelight, when their time is up, they'll be the ones who will be talking, while whoever's next is gonna do whatever they do in silence. So hey, bro, we'll see. But the way society is moving today, like we've been saying these past few episodes, man, there's so many different areas in this country, or about the system of this country, where we're fucked in multiple, like, personal, economical, everything, environmental, all of it. It's like, bruh, one thing I've noticed even with the environments is that like maybe the past maybe since the pandemic started, the rain is seriously destroying like the soil, especially in our area. Because I don't know how many trees have fallen, bruh. Like my whole backyard is now exposed because all of the trees that we had have all fall because of the rain. So everything is just getting weird as shit, bruh. I won't even lie.
My question to you, obviously we South Africans are going to talk about it in the South African context, but my question to you is, where in the world is it all going right? Because it seems like everything is falling apart everywhere at the same time.
Oh, of course, everyone's fucked. It's the lack of not realization. It's just the laxness. I keep saying as South Africans, relax, bro. Like, yes, we can mobilize on social media, but when it comes to serious stuff, we're like, nope, let's just stick to the people who are benefiting from the bullshit. So yeah, that's another story.
I think sometimes the picture we have of what we're dealing with is kind of inaccurate because we use like the wrong generalizations. You know what I mean? Like generalizations, you can't avoid them because you can't speak for every single individual, but like we need to give more detail to that generalizations, because when we say things like South Africans don't get active, that's not true. Like maybe we can say middle class, bougie South Africans that think they deserve better don't get active. Yeah, that is probably true. But I'm actually on the ground are moving, bro. Just look at what the people have done with Utopia, bro. Like they can see that no one's coming to save them, no one's coming to help them. They have a health system that is dilapidating and falling apart. They took the power back into their own hands. They went and they removed fair to illegal immigrants. And even though they haven't fixed the problem, but they've made that experience of going to a public healthcare facility more bearable for themselves. And that's a win. They mobilized, they did something together, they changed their lives. Did it solve all the problems? No, but they had a specific problem in their segments, in their, economic level or in their local level, and they fixed it. And for me, I hate it when niggas are moving on to Dula, and then middle class bougie people with big words are gonna come with the education and say, "Oh no, you're so xenophobic. You're so xenophobic. What about the white people? What about the white people?
What about the white people?"
Bro, niggas are in townships. When is a Ukrainian who's a digital nomad impacting them? He's impacting you. So you need to get up.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Is that okay? The people of the township are dealing with things that are impacting them directly in the township. Now, the things that are impacting you in your area, you must get up and do something about it. So why are you telling them to get up and do something about your area? So you'll accept these things, and then once those people who are ready to get access to sort things out for you, because essentially now we're just going to be a self-governed state. Whereas, as I keep saying, bro, KZN, we need to break away at 8, but I don't even want to fall under the kingship, because hey, bro, even for 10 rand, 20 rand, hey, bro.
Yeah, man, it's all whack. And this is where I'm like, where is it going right?
Limpopo, bro. Limpopo, how? But didn't they announce right that they're making trillions? The royal family has trillions or something, or billions.
Oh, like Royal Bafokeng, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, perhaps, but are those royal billions going back to the people, or is it only part of his estate?
Oh, of course, bruh. Because, bruh, imagine how much the royal family in England have. Like, those guys have trillions.
But it's not doing the English any good, because the roadmen are still stabbing each other up over smidgelings of food.
It's part and parcel of life in general. It's the yin and yang.
So this is why I asked that question. Is there a place where it is going right? Because before, and it's like you mentioned the COVID thing, and for me it's like a frequency shift. Like Ukshuba in just the general world got deeper after COVID. Like
got deeper, and we stopped caring more, or we started caring less.
I don't even think we started caring less. I think we just have to adapt, bro. Like adaptation is one of the human strengths that have kept us alive. We have to adapt, but like we've normalized a lot of things that are very abnormal. My bad. Yes.
Hey, Uncle Ruckus.
The nigga will use words he don't really know.
Yeah, guess this.
Ungangimizi mina la ekhulunywa khona isingisi, ungangisho kuthiwa ngabe uyapi. Manazi ukuthi niyokhuluma isingisi, ungangibizi ngoba angifuni ukuba lapho. Into engizoyenza ngizosukuma lapho ngisakhuluma isingisi nonke ngivele ngifake impama. Nonke neskim sakho.
No, but of course, like, yes, we have normalized that shit. It's just, Yazi, the CIA, not even the CIA, the cabal is keeping us busy off of dumb shit. Niggas are keeping us busy off of 4K for child support. Niggas are keeping us busy off of Young Thug's phone calls, bruh. It's the most hilarious thing just to see us as humans, how we just quickly mobilize through stupidity. Whatever's our hottest topic, we move there and we put our concentration and our efforts and our energy there. Oh no, someone didn't, or someone said something you didn't like on social media. Yeah, let's use our energy to find the employers and then try to get them fired. And all this comes back like how. And then like my employer came and told me and we laughed at you. So I man, it's crazy up here.
You know, the Roman, was it the Roman emperor said that as long as you give them bread and circus or bread and colosseum, they will never revolt. So if you have the basics to get by and you have a lot of entertainment or clowns or something to watch and point at and cheer for, you are going to be very happy with life, or you'd be content, at least content enough not to try and change it in a big way. And social media has really, really, really changed the game, bro. Like,
Bro,
look at how
that's why Mocha Love exists. Zeus and Mocha Love, that's why they exist.
exactly, bro. Exactly. And social media, especially like Twitter. Twitter is like your Iron Man. If it's a Twitter, has set the black
It's the
generation
dark
back.
web, dog.
Bro, Twitter has set us back so much, man. It set us back. Like, I love Twitter and I enjoy the nonsense that I see on Twitter, but it set us back so much.
Bruh.
Like, the reasoning capacity of people. And I understand some people are trolling, some people are lying, some people are playing a character, but I'm genuinely concerned about the next generation because I said this, in 10 to 15 years, our generation of 90s are going to start to get into the elder space where we are the late 30s, early 40-year-olds that need to kind of set the tone for what adults look like in the culture. And a lot of the people who are adults now or like Omar now start dying off. Because again, it's not like, economically it's bad, financially it's bad, but it's not like it's great, from an environmental point of view or from a health point of view. Like, people are dropping dead earlier and earlier because the stress of just keeping a normal corporate job is killing you. But at that point, when we get there, we are going to be so removed. Like, we have nothing. Like, how do we hold the community together, bro? Like,
Yeah.
our generation, how are we going to do that? When we have kids, how are we going to do that? Like, even this thing of families eat together at dinner, put your phone away, all of these things. You have people arguing, saying, I rather, there was a tweet I saw, was like, nah, one of my terms, or what is this thing where you say it's a non-negotiable and you break up with them, but it's grounds. It's grounds if
yeah.
someone doesn't come from a two-parent home. And then a feminist is like, yeah, no, but so many two-parent homes, the parents beat each other and they do this. It's much better to come from a one-parent home with someone who's a complete human being than a two-parent home. And I'm like, guys, why are we using the worst-case scenario to argue the most exceptional points that hardly happens ever? That's like saying, no, guys, sometimes you choke on food, so eating is not good.
Yeah, because especially on Twitter, it's just people thrive on negativity or want to give the worst case scenario. That's number one. Number two, like, I think someone has said this. We now have access to everyone from all corners of life. So of course now, whenever there's a train smash, and the general public is not intelligent naturally. That's just how it is in the world. So now when there's a train smash, especially on Twitter, everyone's gonna come gather like ants or have elastic where you like, how in traffic where there's a car crash on the other lane, but then this lane also has traffic because niggas are slowing down to see what's going on. So that's basically what's happening on Twitter. It's just everyone has elastic, everyone likes to see a train smash, and also we tweet amongst niggas that didn't want to read in high school.
Damn.
Yeah, well, during English, when we're like, how Tabo, please read this page. Ma'am, you see they're laughing. Ma'am, you see.
And then Umtrita would come out and start reading with the finger under the words.
Damn.
Bruh. Be like that, bruh. There's this one chick, bruh, like gorgeous hand, bruh, in grade 8. We were doing English, and then the teacher was like, okay, come read. She's like, no. And we're like, bruh, you just need to read like one little paragraph and I'll give you full marks. That's literally it. She just kept saying no. Hey, bruh, like me and Kate, we just looked at each other like, yeah. bro, we're dying, bro. Yo, the niggas were all laughing because the girls didn't understand. Like, hey, but why did she have this attitude? We like, yeah, because she doesn't know. She knows English, but the reading, I know shame. It's a lot. But yeah,
I thought she was one of those ones. I'm getting but if the accent and the English is ring, that means the stove is on 6.
No. That hun speaks perfect English. She's like, no, yeah, well, she's one of those huns. But it's just she didn't want to read. It's not that she can't, she just didn't want to. Yo, bruh, we love so hard. But anyway, my point is that we tweet amongst niggas like that. We tweet amongst people who didn't want to read in class because they were scared of what people are gonna say. We tweet amongst niggas that repeated grade 10 3 times. Damn. And then now they come laugh he with us on social media. So it's just, bruh, like whenever I look at social media, dog, my brain just goes out. Like now it's just about whatever's happening in music and sports, like the latest topics.
Yeah,
like, bruh, to like transition a little bit, everyone Young Thug's phone calls, I haven't listened to all of them, but bruh, what I'm seeing is hilarious. Like the man is gossip. I've never heard a man gossip this much in my life, I swear.
XOXO Gossip Girl.
That member, have you heard them?
Yeah, I only heard the one about Gucci, where he said Gucci went soft and he's no longer on crud and he's not on the road like that anymore. And I'm like, bro, Gucci left his paper to his missus. She stacked it up to an incredible level, left prison, got in shape. He's no more ducking bullets. He's got a real estate empire, got married, living life, kids, everything is good. Doesn't have to duck no shots from the ops. Niggas living, bro, and you are like, what? Isn't Duggar pushing 40?
He's damn near, he's in the middle of 35 and 40 showcase. But bro, like my thing is like and people are saying
you still want to be in the streets, dog.
Exactly, as a high school mentality of, hey, but why isn't everyone following what I do? New. But it just plays to that thing of or that theory of you get stuck in that age, or you mentally get stuck at the age that you get famous at. So Young Thug became famous as a teenager, like 10 plus years ago. So he's kind of mentally stuck there, like, oh no, we must go do the stuff. Because even prior to these leaks, there was another leak where the cops released the recordings of him saying how you're not gonna stab no one, you didn't beat him up, nothing, you're just gonna go see him and you're not gonna do anything. So Umchito was always on timing and whatever, cool. But just the way he's been reacting, bro. The clips, I haven't even listened to all of them. He was talking about Glorilla, calling Glorilla ugly. He was talking to his chick, Mariah the scientist, and she was gassing the flames, but also trying to be chill, yeah, bro. She was like, they said she looks like Rihanna, bro. Like, yo, I was laughing at everything.
I saw the girl, Gorilla.
Yeah.
Why do people say she pretty? That be ugly as fuck.
You think she ugly?
You said it. Like, yeah, they say she ain't ugly. People, niggas be saying she ain't ugly. That bitch ain't man.
They be saying she look like Rihanna.
Man, be like goddamn Rihanna.
Man,
watch out.
Oh, man.
She look like Rihanna. Long ass, bullshit ass wig, skinny shit. Goddamn, big ass head, big mouth. Man, watch out.
Niggas even put that picture. I don't know. Have you seen Summer Walker's first album cover? The one where she's on the phone.
Yeah.
And they put Young Thug's face on this, and they're like, "Yeah, this is how Young Thug."
I saw that.
Bruh, that nigga was laying on his stomach, kicking his feet up on the jail phone. I swear to God, bruh. Hey, bruh, I've never heard a man gossip that much in my life. Even the Drake ones came out this week. He's like the Drake and Metro and Future ones are saying, Future learned more from me. He's too busy with the bitches. He's supposed to be living life, but he's too busy smashing. You're not supposed to be having kids with these hoes.
Ain't nobody getting nothing but goddamn Pluto. He definitely do it. She probably done killed some of his babies, for sure. She probably done aborted some of his babies, for sure. 100%. For sure. He done took that bitch. Man, we went to Dubai one year. He took that bitch to Dubai with us. Her and Brittany, her and that baby mama. Yeah. I know for sure she don't have some abortion. Yeah.
And the other one, I heard he all the way burnt out.
Oh, definitely.
Like the worst way.
The crazy part is when I became a superstar, I stopped none of them bitches when I became a superstar. I started being like, bitches, I know a bitch gonna try to trick me. I stopped none of them hoes when I became a superstar. These niggas started none of them hoes when they become a superstar. I did it the backward way, like. doing that, you know.
And then he was saying Drake didn't even say anything to me while I was in jail. He didn't give me no money in jail. Young about Lil Durk, all these guys gave me money while I was in jail. He was talking about every motherfucking one. The thing about Metro, he's like, no man, yes,
But that's
Drake.
not true though.
No, Drake gave him money after he came out, not when he was in. He gave him
No,
a
but
million.
didn't he release that It's Up with the track with Young Thug that gave him some royalties and put some money in his pocket during the time when he was in jail?
Yeah, Pele, that was like close to him leaving, but it's just Pele. Of course, at that time, and at that time, it wasn't put on it is on streaming services, but it was just a thing of he just released it on his website, and it wasn't an official thing. It might have been an old song but I think you get what I'm saying by saying it was an old song and Drake just dropped it, so it wasn't necessarily something that they were marketing and
On
pushing.
DSPs, yeah.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? But that's besides the point. It's just, bruh, it was hilarious just seeing all the memes like, hey, well, this man is talking about every fucking one. Even like the way he was even speaking about Glorilla, dog. Like, hey, bruh, man was gossiping, dog. Like, but I want to ask you, do you have one of those situations where you're chilling and your girl is telling you about her friends or whatever, and then suddenly the gossip she's telling you suddenly gets fired? Have you ever had one of those where you just
all the time, bro. All the time.
Bruh.
All the time, bro. A man becomes a chatty patty, bro, around the missus' outfit. Ooh, I'm here for all of it.
Bro, like you see when she tells you, bro, and you also learn that your chick's friends always have some weird shit going on in their lives.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, bro, thank God I have the one that's normal.
I think over time she's separated from the ones who have crazy shit going on, and now most of her friends are just very normal people. So that's when I know that okay, it's all good. But there was a time where, hey, bro, Umuntu would be like, and then what happened? Heroin.
My
There's
guy.
no ways. You
Bro,
see,
and-
when you being the hype
yeah.
man.
Dog. No, my thing is like, especially like if you're busy doing something and then she's busy talking, you're like, and then suddenly you hear the word STD, you're like, huh? Wait, who? Bruh, like you could be chilling, suddenly she just piques your interest, like, no, okay, sure. And then what happened? Hey, bruh. It's funny as hell, bro. Those sessions with your chick are funny as hell. Because it's like, as a nigga, like naturally we wouldn't be like talking about people like that. And then when she tells you, Jay, that nitty-gritty details, and then that's why I keep saying it's important, gents. You can't always give out all info to yourself, especially to a new chick that you know, because it will be relayed amongst their friend circle.
Yeah.
You see, and land on ears that aren't supposed to be there.
Yeah. Especially if your chick is a chatty patty, bro. If you can't hold it down, so don't do that. Shut up. And also, Drake did say, these niggas pillow talking with the woman that are screwing you, just know that she gonna tell another nigga when she through with you. Like
he did that and got 40 jammed up.
Yeah, he did. Hey, he really did.
No, it wasn't him, sorry. 40 got Drake jammed up by doing that, my bad.
Yeah, he did. He did. With the whole, what was it? It was during the beef. I don't
Adonis,
remember,
the child.
Yeah.
He told it. But no, my thing is like Push keeps skipping over like the details. Push is smart as shit, because at that time, when you're telling Joe Budden about he heard it from 40, he's like, okay, so how did she confide in you? What made her come to you? And then he was just like, oh, she doesn't love him. And it's like, no, Push, you're not answering the question. How did you meet her? Why did you meet her if you're married? Yeah, bro. So it's just like
Yeah.
Push. Yeah, bro. Hey, dog, you're skipping over important information here. Why did she feel so comfortable to come and tell you directly, or whoever's around you, about this information? Who did she tell specifically? But it is what it is, man. But yeah, no, Young Thug, dog, that nigga's hilarious. And the thing is, just to bring it back full circle, is that what's happening there is that, okay, the cops couldn't catch him in court, so now let's destroy your public image, your career, and we know that you guys will do it yourselves, and all of them are doing it.
Man, and again, it's like everything is smoke and mirrors. Like, it's like our generation is the generation of finding out, ne? We're the generation that's meant to realize that a lot of things that we've held up as whether they be stereotypes or accepted ideas, those things are smoke and mirrors. Because this thing of a code, no snitching, real niggas on the streets, real niggas do real nigga things, so on and so forth. Bro, for like the past 10, obviously it's always been called into question, but the past 10 years, bro, we've seen niggas singing like the opera. Niggas
Bruh.
were busting out all the tenors, all the sopranos, everything, singing full. And nothing happens. They still have careers. Everything moves on. They still move the streets. And this is where I'm like, bro, this whole street thing is stupid.
It's stupid to an extent, and why do I say that? It's because if you do the crime and you tell, then you are a snitch. Point blank, simple. Like that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
It has to exist because you did the time, and then now you're giving the people up that you did the crime with. So it's just like, okay, now you are a snitch. We can't label you as a snitch because you did the whole thing, and then I'm sure you'll have the packs like, I know I won't say shit, and then you snitched, or then you flipped on them. That's definitely a snitch. Whereas if you're a civilian and some shit happens to you, go tell the
Yeah,
cops.
that's different. Yeah, that's different. You haven't been bound by the code. The Los
Exactly.
Banditos code. You haven't been bound by that. And even that code is pretty dumb because, there's no honor among thieves, bro. And
And
more
also it's
people need to. Yeah, what's up?
my bad. It's also a thing of it's only between us as black people, because it's always a no snitching thing to us. If a black person gets killed, you must keep quiet. But if a white person gets killed, be like, yeah, I saw this person, and it's like, come on.
Not necessarily true, hey? Not necessarily true, because there's a lot of white people and white groups. See, and this thing of races, bro. Right, this thing of races, I'm sorry to just sidetrack, but races is very funny, bro. Because me and a Somalian are called one thing because we have similar skin tones, but we look so different. And then
Bro, you're way lighter than somebody. You get red in the sun.
Damn.
yeah, come on, nah. Don't say that. No, I don't get rid in the sun. Bro. We medium. I'm medium brown.
You medium rare.
Damn.
Bro, you ragu.
Damn.
The sun turns into ragu. Crazy.
Look, treat the birds. Yo, and it'll be your own niggas to throw you under the bus, though. But
Niggas turn into ragu in the sun.
Dog, but like even for white people, the fact that like Greek people and Portuguese people and like English people are all called one thing because they're all white is crazy, bro. That to me is just crazy, bro. Those people are not all white, bro. Like just everyone is just trying to be white. But anyway, that goes against my point. So what I'm saying is that there's a lot of white people who are criminals and live by that criminal code. Like, bro, here in Cape Town, bro, there's an Israeli ring of Israeli niggas who are doing business. Like, not so long ago, around Table View. Okay, no, it wasn't long ago. It's like a year or two ago. In Table View, dog, an Israeli nigga was hit on some business. No one found out. Hush. There's Ukrainians here. There's Serbians. There's Russians. These niggas are all doing a madness, and they all keep it in the tuck. And the police isn't involved because they bribe the police and they own the police and they submit dockets to the police, submit dockets to them. So the no snitching thing doesn't work. They go and get busy on themselves.
Yeah, no one's more captured than Western Cape authorities, in all honesty. No one's more captured than them. Like, yes, we do have corruption here on the eastern or on KZN and Gauteng and all these things. But on the west, it's more like they're more of an economic hub, because Joburg is more of like a lifestyle hub. So an economic hub in Cape Town.
I say it the other way around. Where Cape Town's the economic hub, Joburg is the economic hub and Cape Town is the lifestyle hub.
I think it's switching now. Honestly, I think Cape Town's really pulling their weight in terms of economics, because you can't tell me that all these businessmen come here and it's all for leisure. You know what I'm saying? Or go to Cape Town and it's all for leisure.
I get that it's growing and it is an emerging region and it's growing, but you really can't understate the Gauteng, you can't understate the amount of economic power that's being driven in that region. Mining, so many sectors are there. And if you ever look at any business, head office is usually in Joburg, and you're going to get more opportunities if you are in Joburg, and your career grows quicker when you are in Joburg versus Cape Town. So I think Cape Town is like really segregated. I could say it that way. There's almost like 2 or 3 different Cape Towns. There's a Cape Town for you if you're rich, and there's a Cape Town for you if you're not rich. And then there's a Cape Town for you if you're doing all right.
Yeah, you see in Cape Town when I was there, I clearly saw that there's no place for middle class there. It's either you're doing the things or you're not. There's no middle, because it's like there's no
Yeah.
middle ground. Because in order to have some real fun, you have to go to a Kalinches. You know what Kalinches? Kalinch.
Shout out Rands, shout out Ace Fits, shout outs, man.
Bruh, you have to go to a Kailicha just to have some fun as a black person. So it's just like, yes, it's completely split down the middle. There's no middle ground or there's no middle class there. But it's just the main thing is like my main thing is like they are now becoming a powerful economic hub because yes, Gauteng will have everything there, but they will still run their operations from from Cape Town. They'll go to Joburg just to do 1-2 things and then go back to Cape Town because you know how they're trying to get their independence. I feel like
they're
that's
trying to section off the Western Cape. Yeah,
I think that's the main reason as to okay, if we're gonna section ourselves off, these guys are going to help us keep us going in terms of the economic power. So I feel like that's like the deep playing issue in Cape Town where they're like, okay, let's bring in foreign investment to fund us to break away from the rest of the country, and then we'll keep we'll keep washing the money that way.
Correct. So this is why I say that Joburg is still out and out the biggest. Obviously, like Joburg, the Gauteng, Joburg, wherever you want to still host the richest square mile in Africa. And on top of that, they are driving economic. Well, I can't even call it growth because our economy is hardly growing, but they drive economic activity, whereas Cape Town is just accepting funds from other people. Yes, that is driving economic activity, but like you mentioned, it is a coordinated agenda to ensure that they get the land, get the people, and then they can section themselves off and own it. So they can start a little small hat haven here for themselves. And then we are going to become the Palestinians, and then we are cooked.
I don't even think it's a small hat haven. I feel like Mother Russia, not even Russia, bro. Europeans are stronger.
It's a small hat haven, bro. It's a small.
I get, but that's the thing. I feel like they want to, like they're gonna end up having their internal wars here. Like they're gonna have their wars between each other, them and the other Europeans. Like I know there's a lot of other Europeans, Yabo, Slovakia, and all those guys. Those guys are there in Cape Town, so I know that they're gonna have their own little internal war because already Cape Flats is already dangerous and things happen there. But then now it's now becoming prevalent in the normal places. Because I saw that video of outside the courts where they were country or someone is killed right outside.
Oh, the Nordier guy, the Nordier guy near Paro, I think.
Exactly. And it's also
there was another guy, butt-ass naked nigga who wanted to shoot himself. Nah, that's not an organized crime thing. That's just an idiot doing stuff, and the police weren't well equipped to deal with it because they didn't want to shoot a nigga who, hey bro, it's crazy. It's crazy.
But bruh, either way, because I even saw another video where like someone was shooting like in a random streets in Cape Town, and then the cop was walking there, and then when more shots were fired, man's just jogged away and said nope. And niggas were like, hey, what kind of cop do you have? Like, hey, he's smart. Go call for backup. Don't be a hero.
It's not even about being a hero. It's about being, after you are a hero and you actually get rid of the nigga, then they're gonna try you for something. And then I remember reading about a law or something that is due to come into South Africa, and there's something towards the effect of if an intruder comes into your home, you're not allowed to defend yourself. You need to alert the police. That's crazy, bro.
So what are we supposed to do? Just let them take shit?
Yes,
or let them kill us. Aye, man.
So this is why I'm saying, right? This is an agenda. These politicians, as not so smart as they may be, they know better than to antagonize people. What I think is happening, tinfoil hat number one for the day, I think we're being prepped for a surveillance state. So they're going to do everything in their power to make it so unbearable to live with crime and to live with all these things, and they're going to create this problem and exacerbate it. I think this is also one of the reasons why they've limited economic growth, to make sure that we are hungry and we are desperate, and then we turn to crime, and then it's tougher to live, and the social cohesion breaks down, and crime is going to get so bad that people are going to beg and plead to the government for a solution, and then they're going to introduce Starlink Plus with drones that watch every corner of every street, And yes, it's going to keep crime down, but you can't share your opinion on anything. You can't share your opinion on anything that goes against the governmental framework or the powerful framework of the time. So I think they're doing and turning up. You know the thing of the frog. If you put a frog in boiling water, it jumps out. But if you put it in warm water and gradually turn it up, you're going to fry it. And that's what's happening to us. They're just gradually turning up the temperature because we keep adapting and keep getting used to it to the point that they can just suggest anything to us and we'll run with it because we're too defeated already to make a stand against anything.
Bruh. And Jay, even speaking of adapting, just to switch gears a little bit, it's like there was just some random thing I was thinking about in the past few weeks where it's like, as the humans, we are the most stagnant when it comes to development. Yes, we like it's whereas we are physically we do not develop, but our minds develop. So we can have an idea that can build something that can make our lives easier, but we physically do not evolve. Because I feel like everyone's supposed to know how to swim now. How many thousands of years later have we been around water and no one knows how to naturally swim? Whereas walking becomes natural. You see what I'm saying?
All right. Okay. So it's like the motor skills and the physical body doesn't improve, but what we're able to do and our productivity improves because
we can
we're
think
able
of
to
we can think of
technology
creating,
that makes
yes,
everything easier to do.
exactly. We can think of making something that can make our lives easier, but we can't make our own lives easier. Physically, we can't. So it's like I feel like not even technology, but our development isn't necessarily in us as being humans. And I feel like that also holds us back because why can't everyone swim? That it doesn't make any sense. We've been around water ever since we've been around on this planet. So it's just like there's things like that. There's even flying. I won't even lie to you. Of course not, because we're human beings, but flying, Jay, we're supposed to know how to fly if that's where our path was going. You know what I'm saying? Like especially back in those days where
Wait, I'm not getting
yeah.
what you mean by this. Like, okay, swimming and flying, do you mean like how come we can't like evolve as a species to the point that everyone can just innately swim? Is that what you mean?
Yes, exactly that.
Oh, okay. Like an evolutionary behavior. So, but like again, we actually can, because if you think about it, they're like a baby has to learn how to walk
Yes,
before it
but
becomes natural. The
but
same way,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
because we've evolved to walk, right?
Yeah.
And even though we've evolved to walk, it doesn't mean that we're going to come out the womb just jumping at it. We have to take steps and gradually get there and learn how to walk. And also, it's the same with swimming because a lot of parents become very scared to throw their babies in the pool, but they were in liquids for the whole 9 months that they were baking up in the oven. And my thing is, if you've always seen those crazy white ladies who are just throwing babies in the water, bro, them little niggas swim.
Yeah, they find a way. They find a way, of course. But it's just, yes, I get you. And I think that that's also showing that it's supposed to be natural. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to
Yes.
start at that time. But we don't all have those capabilities of even doing that kind of training in the beginning because we're still behind on, of course, the areas that we live in, etc., etc. But I'm saying it's like with walking, it's a little more natural than swimming. Like, yes, you can throw a baby in water and the child will float or do some doggy paddle. But with walking, it becomes like you can try to teach a child how to walk, but the child will crawl eventually. Like it'll try to get away from you to the point that it starts walking. Then you're gonna get them the walker and help them just walk and stuff like that. But the underlying point is that it's natural. Whereas with swimming, it's never natural until you train the child. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like in my head, I'm just like, Yazzie, something like that. I don't understand why us as humans we've stopped like in evolution. Like, yes, I understand dogs and stuff. Like, I'm sure wolves look at dogs and say, "Hey, well, you guys are pussy ass niggas, bro. Like, why are you listening to this motherfucker? Go hunt your food, go get your chow and whatever, because we're equipped to survive in the wild. Whereas y'all niggas or your species has now devolved to the point where you can't do shit without humans. You have to wait for them to give you chow. You have to stand by their door. You must cry there to help you. It's like, for example, like my neighbor's dog, my neighbor's dog had puppies there, and then he put the puppies on the bench, and then the mother just sat on the floor. So all the other puppies learned how to jump down. The one puppy that didn't learn how to jump down started crying for my neighbor to come up, and my neighbor came and was like, "How, why are you crying?" And then it's like, "How, you can't get down?" Whereas all the other puppies jumped down. So it's just like, bros, that's just us as humans. It's like, okay, everyone else or every other species might be evolving, whereas we just stuck.
I don't think that's true, right? So my pushback to that would say we evolve at a much slower pace. That's number one, because unlike the rest of the animals, we are the most intelligent animal, right? Or the most intelligent being on the world. And we have the ability to almost manipulate. Because if you know the dog story, that was manipulation, right? Their de-evolution or they whatever to become domesticated was selective breeding over multiple generations to get this breed of dog that is vicious enough to be a good companion, but not, or it's docile enough to be a good companion and vicious enough to ward off attackers when needed. So dogs are same part of the canine group that have just been selectively breeded to be this. Whereas with us, we actually have evolved. If you look at it, for example, like in the past 300, 400 years, bro, like we used to live in a time where something like a measles or a smallpox breakout would wipe out entire civilizations, bro. But like outside of COVID, when last did we have a pandemic, like something that just cleans people? Outside of AIDS, probably AIDS, bro.
AIDS, yeah. That's
AIDS
something.
clean people.
Yeah.
Like we've evolved, like even our immune systems and everything have evolved. Like if you think about it, like 400, 500 years ago, right? At that point, the west of the world, which is like your Caribbean countries, your Americas, whatever, your South Americas and the Aztecs, Incas, the Tenochtitlans, and all of those people haven't come into contact with, the eastern side of the world, which is your Europe, your Africa, everything, for over 5,000 years, right? Because since the Younger Dryas, the Ice Age, you could cross from Europe to America on land and walk, or not on land, but the ice was frozen. And then when those ice caps melted and we had that big flood, then they were completely separated and they evolved in two different directions. When Christopher Columbus went back to, or when he went to the Americas and connected the east of the world with the west of the world, for the first time, those two people came into contact after thousands of years, and they were mad breakouts. Like the Americans were wiped clean just by being around these European people and their food, because their immune systems haven't built up to that point, and vice versa as well. Like the Europeans were dropping dead because they were getting introduced to microorganisms. Hey, Uncle Ruckus.
The nigga will use words he don't really know.
Ungangimizi mina la ekhulunywa khona isingisi, ungangisho kuthiwa ngabe uyaphi. Manazi ukuthi niyokhuluma isingisi, ungangibizi ngoba angifuni ukuba lapho. Into engizoyenza ngizosukuma lapho ngisakhuluma isingisi nonke ngivele ngifake impama. Nonke neskin sakho.
They were getting used to microorganisms and microbes that they weren't used to on a general level, and bacteria they weren't used to, and it knocked them dead. But look at us now. You can travel anywhere in the world, and unless you have like jet lag or some mild food poisoning, you'll be all right. That used to kill you.
Yes, but I have a little bit of pushback on that because of medicine. Medicine has always existed. So we did create something to help with that. And then eventually, in turn, with the help of the medicine, we became, or we stopped being immune to each other's foods and the atmosphere even, because I'm sure the atmosphere also fucked us up when we travel across the world. So I feel like medicine really helped with a lot. But atmosphere, I don't think medicine, you can't really do anything about that. You just have to be there, and evolution and stuff. So yes, we do evolve, but at a super slow pace. And it's just, I feel like aliens just look at us, if they are aliens or whatever species is out there and they can monitor us, they look at us like, y'all niggas are slow. It's like, y'all are smart, but it's like, why are you worried about the small things? Like, okay, this person doesn't look like me, so I'll try to put them at a disadvantage, or I'll kill them, or you know what I'm saying? So I'm sure they just look at each other like, and it's one thing I also ask myself, it's like, why, like one thing I'll always ask, or one thing I will ask, I'll ask God, but when I die, I'll ask God 1,000 questions and ask for a plasma TV and say, why? Why couldn't you have created a perfect utopia? And also, when you saw it going wrong or going left, and you wiped the world with a flood, why couldn't you change our minds? Because you can. You literally have the power to. Why did you leave us to our own will? It's crazy.
Because that was a gift.
A gift that destroyed us. So why would you allow us to keep destroying ourselves? That's the thing.
Because it's like, I gave you the gift, and then I gave you a way for you to circumvent the gift so it doesn't become a curse, but you consistently choose the curse. Because if you look at it, And this is not a religious fundamental example, but if you just look at it in a historical sense, right? And you look at it like, if you look at the history of the world like a series, right?
Mm-hmm.
This series has been going on for like 1,000 seasons, right? For example. And each and every one of us, each human that's ever lived, is there for like 30 seconds. They get a 30-second cameo of screen time at once, and then they die. They don't even see a full season. We only see a full season of a character if a character gives birth to another character who gives birth to another character, and then the storyline keeps going. So we are all having 30-second cameo in a series that has been running for over 1,000 seasons. And there's so many storylines that started last season that are only going to be finished in season 7, right? And there's a storyline that started in season 7 that's going to be finished in season 15. And because our lifespans are so short in accordance to the storylines, we never really see it play out. Because if we just look at history, bro, the reason why Europe is here today and someone else is in a different place is really because of the spice trade and where they were, because they had exposure to ideas. The Chinese had gunpowder, the Europeans took that, they tinkered with it. Cannons came about, they tinkered with it, and then because they had exposure to all those ideas, what they did was took those ideas and went to a place where people didn't have exposure to those ideas, and then they were like, they weren't flat check bullies. I mean, our people fought back quite well, but they used things in a space where everyone had them and took them to a space where no one has them. It's like you going to Emakaya or something and paying with your Apple Watch. Are you smart because you paid with an Apple Watch and people haven't paid with an Apple Watch? No, you just have exposure to an Apple Watch and you can use it in a way that someone else hasn't used it before. Whereas if you look at free will and what free will has done, you can always trace free will back to, or everything that's going wrong in the world back to the greed of human beings. Because the best thing that's ever happened on our planet was done by man, and the worst thing that's ever happened on our planet was done by man. All other animals never really moved the needle like that. Like from creating electricity to the Holocaust and dropping Nagasaki and nuclear bombs in Nagasaki and Hiroshima, like, you know what I mean? It was humans that did that because of our own free will and our own greed and our own choices that brought us there.
Bruh. And I was also thinking last night randomly, I'm just like, I'm looking up at the sky because, like, I don't know what it is, but randomly, like at night, the sky just goes a little bright. Oh, a little brighter. It's like it's not as dark anymore. Like suddenly you can see a little more
bright.
You see, but what I mean by that is just like, yes, imagine one day you're chilling outside at night. Let's say you're on a balcony, you're just enjoying yourself. You have your drink, you have a cigar and whatever, and suddenly and let's say it's 10 p.m. So there's no way that it can get bright. Suddenly the sky goes a little bit lighter. You're like, oh, what's going on? It suddenly gets lighter. Then suddenly it's just as light as day. And then you're like, hey, what the fuck is going on? Suddenly you see a fireball coming towards you. And then your mind clicks, oh shit, World War III. Yo, bro, that shit would fuck me up like crazy. Yo.
Bro. And the thing is, bro, you'd see it coming and you wouldn't even have time to react because you'd just be cooked.
There's nothing you can do. Like, even if you have a bunker, like how quickly can you run to your bunker from the time you see this?
It's already in the air, like, and obviously, like always in the movies, when there's a nuclear cataclysm and the world ends, they always like announce, you know, it's always like announced, like, oh, all the nukes have been released, guys. This is the end. Thank you very much. It's like, I don't think it would look like that, right? And for me, also, the funny thing about World War III is like people are, I really think World War III has started because people are waiting for like all the ops to come and say, yeah, now we are in World War III and announce it and then have a campaign, which is now we're in World War III now. It's like, nah, it's been happening. And if you look at the previous world wars, it's when world wars happen when a specific conflict between two nations starts getting a lot of niggas tagging in.
Exactly.
Everyone, and we are already there now.
Exactly.
You just need a powdered keg that takes it to a global level.
Exactly. It's just the main thing of someone needs to go fuck with the big dogs. When someone agitates one of the big dogs, whether it's Russia or the US or China, then everyone's fucked. Everyone, even Japan, everyone's fucked after that. Everyone
Yeah.
is fucked. So yeah, that's just a normal thing. But I was just saying that all to say it's like, no, man, especially with this, I think that humans just can't really evolve past our DNA, even though, like, yes, like you've explained now, that's no, man, we've done a lot. But now just to switch over to that, I don't
Oh,
know
so
if you
sorry,
read.
bro. Sorry,
Okay.
bro. Sorry, bro. What?
What happened?
Nigga, like, I just had, Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah.
With the think, and then the man is just floating in the air, and then all these things come to, bro.
Come on. Think. Brain blast!
Bro, wait a minute. South Africa has been chosen, hasn't it? Okay.
That's what. Yes. You see, that's what I want to say is that we are the test subjects. Whatever they want to try, they're
Bro.
gonna do it here.
Bro, we've been because think of it like this, right? Notice number one, how both sides of the military conflict, whether it's NATO and the Western powers or Eastern powers, they're all fighting for land here, right? Notice Chinese, Russians, Israelis, Americans, Europeans, whatever. That's number one. Number two, right? They're all buying land in the Cape with the mountains.
Yeah.
And the other people are buying land somewhere along the East Coast or somewhere along the Capes and where the ports are, because you are looking at two opposite sides of, the port structure that connects the East and the West. You can either, if you are like in Europe or in the West, you can either go through the Suez Canal and then come through the east side of Africa. But the problem with the east side of Africa is that it's littered with pirates. Like that whole coast where you go past Somalia, you go through the Suez Canal, you go around like Sudan, Somali, and come all the way down. It's littered with pirates, so people avoid it. And then the other way is on the west coast, where you go all the way around Algeria, and then the what's that bay called, the peninsula called, where Benin and all the Western African nations is, and then you come all the way down and go past Namibia to hit South Africa. Those are the two ways you can do it. And they've both strategically chosen either sides of that so they can have one of the most lit harbors there is to connect the east and the west of the world, right? That's one. Two, like in the moments as you're speaking about like World War III and the world ending, bro, remember 2012? The movie
I was
2012.
about to say the
Bro,
final scene was in Cape
like,
Town.
The South Africa is fine. Like nothing happened in South Africa. South Africa is the promised land. And I'm like, bro, these niggas were cooking it from back then.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say is that, Tina, we've now become the test subjects as to, okay, sure, when you want to try something, we'll try it in SA or use the South Africans, not because of that, even down to social media and how things are going. That's why I said, Uti, South African Black Twitter is now like number 2, or even it shares like 1A, 1B with USA and UK Twitter. It's mostly USA Twitter though. Like if something happens, whenever they bash Thailand in the US, we are strong enough to kill them, but get on their nerves, because even podcasters come back and be like, hey, they call us xenophobes now. What's a xenophobe? And then they come speak about it. So we have that we are strong enough to put our waves that side. But you're right in saying that, yes, we are going to be fine, because whenever something happens, we're always in the middle. And when we stand up for something, we usually would get punished like crazy. Like, especially us going up against Israel. We were supposed to get punished, but nothing extreme happened to that case. Yes, we're not a perfect country, of course, but it looks like the plan is to settle here.
What we think, because the extremities, I think the extremities are happening behind closed doors, and by the time we realize it, it's too late.
It's fucked. Yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Elon Musk, you see, bro, so sorry to cut you, bro, but you see the Elon Musk thing with the white genocide, right?
Yeah.
Notice how it almost seems like behind closed doors, there was like a territorial war and they were negotiating and strong arming each other. So I think for the longest of times, there's been like Uram Ram Cupcake was choosing between going west or east, and he was always neutral. Like he buddy with the US, and then he buddy with Russia. And because obviously those relationships with Russia are long-standing ones from even apartheid era, he wanted to keep those lines open with BRICS and everything, and he also wanted to keep the US line open. And ever since the Israel thing, Elon Musk buys X and then he guns for our head top immediately.
Yep.
Almost to say that this nigga had an agenda. Because the small hats all sit in a room together and they plan this and they plot this. They have an agenda to say, no, we're going for these niggas' head tops. And we're sending you, my strongest soldier. Because the people these billionaires that are on the Forbes list are not the richest people. The richest people, we don't know who they are.
Yep.
Even if we can mention Bohr, Rothschild, whatever, those are the ones we know. There's other ones we don't know.
Yeah, we'll never be around their children ever. We'll never go to the same schools, nothing.
Exactly. So they are the ones who like, Elon, my boy, go do this, do that. Then the man, obviously, he falls in line with their agenda. He gets those favorable terms that makes him a billionaire and gets him all those tenders in the US government because Elon Musk is a tenderpreneur. Let's keep it a stack. And then he does what he does. The white genocide happens. They push it. And my thing is, that's where I saw this is just a campaign because it looks a lot like a campaign. You have shined or focused attention on all the segments of news, all the segments of media that you want your agenda to run through. So many people have been discrediting it for so long, but those voices were muted. They treated Twitter like an algorithm, or it is an algorithm, but they use the Twitter algorithm to make this white genocide louder than it actually is. Because I've never seen a white genocide where white people and black people are going to watch rugby and they're having braais. Yes, doesn't mean our relationship is perfect, but when a genocide is happening, you won't see an Israeli and a Palestinian going for a braai.
Exactly.
And having drinks and watching sports together. That's not happening. These niggas are at each other's throats.
You won't get Taiwanese and a Chinese chilling together.
No, never, boy. So even though, yes, between white people and black people, there's problems, but we're not actively killing each other on the basis of our race. It's just crime and
straight up crime.
Oh, yeah, it's a whole lot of stuff. So the fact that that argument went so far and only died down when Cupcake took the delegation
to the US. Now pause there. My bad to cut you off, but to pause there, here's the thing. They went there to tell Trump, this is what's really going on. But now your man's is trying to push this thing. And then that's why I felt like Trump woke up and said, hey, and then because that's when Elon fell away from the White House and all those things. So that my theory is that no, they went there to tell him the real plan, and then your man's is now fucking it up because he wants to cut in on this. But then this was the agreed thing 10 years ago when I was put in as or sworn in as president, or close to 10 years ago in 2017. This was the plan before then. They told me the plan. That's why he had to go with Abu Rupert and all the people that are controlling the country, because he didn't have to go with politicians.
The actual president.
Yes.
Rupert is the actual president.
He didn't have to go with politicians, but he had to go with people that were actually running the country, because this is the actual plan. The politicians won't know the plan because they're being told what to do. So here is the plan, and Elon is fucking it up because he wants a slice of the pie. And then Trump was like, oh, okay, fuck you, Elon, because now you're fucking it up for all of us, because we also want a stake in this safe haven that's going to SA is going to become overcrowded in the next 50 years. We're going to become the new China and so everyone just wants to buy in, and everyone wants a stake in this country, and then we're going to get bled out, and then I guess we're going to run off of the Rainbow Nation thing, and we're going to get fucked eventually in 50 or so years. But like you said, this is going to be the safe haven for everyone. Let's say a nuclear war happens, Africa will be a safe place. But what's the most developed country in Africa? South Africa. I don't care what other countries say. Niggas try to act like, yes, you do have beautiful places and resorts, but the most developed country is here. Like, Amapara, like, it's not to a point where it's like extremely, because there's Amapara and then there's poverty. Those are two different things. You know what I'm saying? There's junkies and then there's poverty. The poverty, yes, it is extremely bad, but it's not as bad as our other African brothers and sisters.
Yeah, it's like it's poverty with no infrastructure. Like here, it's poverty with infrastructure. Like you are just a job away from getting what you need, versus there if you are sitting somewhere within like the sub-Saharan region where there's like insane droughts and insane things, and development isn't to a point where you can hold your own if a famine comes, and your civilization is in really big risk. But also at the same time, those things are like Western media propaganda. That's one thing I'll throw in. I think African countries are underdeveloped, and it's less to do with our inability to think, but more to do with leadership. And like I mentioned before, the global agenda to make sure the global south doesn't industrialize, because the only southern hemisphere region that has industrialized is Australia. that is fully industrialized. It's Australia, and it's that way because it's already been captured by
Yeah,
Europeans.
and yeah, they're getting fucked now because even what do they call them? The natives, I forgot what they
The
call them.
Maoris, the Aboriginals, the
Aboriginals, yeah.
Polynesians. Yeah.
They're starting to stand up now. So everyone in the world is starting to stand up except for us, and it's going to be difficult for us. You see what's going to happen? What's going to happen is that they're going to turn the other African countries against us, whereas we will have powers from all over. So then now we'll seem like the quote unquote superior, whereas the powers that be that have invested in our country, and also we have a lot of minerals, dog. Like I swear, if we had to go all the way back into dinosaur ages or whatever, we are going to see that this was like Utopia, basically. I truly believe that.
That's Scott.
Lol. But I'm just saying, see, this was most likely Utopia. This was
You're
like a perfect,
telling
bruh.
me. To me.
Bruh. Like this was the place where niggas could chill. That's why they had to come. Like, yes, even though they came and conquered, we weren't fried to that extent. They put us through some fuck shit, but we weren't fried to the point where they completely destroyed, because they continue to build for themselves, yes. But even like, because let's say in other countries like the Portuguese and the Italians, those guys were fucking up the rest of the continents, but they left it fucked up. They didn't develop shit. You see what I'm saying? So with us, they not made sure, because it sounds like it was a good
It's
thing.
not that they didn't. What they developed it, and then once the African nations got independence, then they went and they destroyed it, and then they imposed colonial taxes.
No. See, this is why the reason why I disagree is because you didn't develop it to the point where they could run off on it and make it something decent. After 94, we could make it something decent. Yes, things are slipping and things like that, but it's not to the point where the line between, or basically in other countries, there is no middle class. I don't think they've ever had middle classes in other African countries, whereas we have the luxury of having a middle class. Those countries don't have shit, so they didn't build enough. All they did was take. With us, they took, but then they stayed here because they saw the need and stayed.
Yeah, okay, I hear what you're saying. They stayed because also we were like one of the last, if the last African nation to get independence in 94. And even that independence is in air quotes because the transference of wealth never happened. Whereas a lot of these African countries, transference of wealth from European settlers to, the political elite class of that country happened, and then they squandered it. Like ZANU-PF took the wealth, the land, everything. They took it, they pissed it away. What's his name? Museveni of Uganda. He's been a dictator. He's been there for 40 years, bro. Bro, the last time, Fitz, that nigga saw Nottingham Forest win a Champions League as a president. Bro, that nigga was there for 40 years, bro, as a president. He ushered in that era and he took the thing. He was part of the political elite class in Uganda that took a lot of the resources. What happened in Uganda next? And because a lot of these European nations left in the 50s and 60s, that's where their development stopped. And their development didn't move much further after that. Whereas with us, they left like, okay, they didn't leave. They're still here, but we were just a little bit more of us were accepted into the system. They never really gave us independence. We weren't really independent. Like we just have a black face for a president and everything, but the resources are still owned by them. So that's why it is developing.
Yes and no, because I forgot which country this is where they had that young president and they just cut ties with, was it Portugal or was it a different European country?
France. So you're talking about Burkina Faso and
Burkina Faso. They just cut ties with France. But they, exactly. They just cut ties with France, but Burkina Faso isn't as developed as every other African country. So it means that whatever France was doing there, it wasn't developing their country at all. So it's like they weren't independent at all. They only decided to break ties now. But the time that France had been taking over or doing whatever in their country, they didn't build us. So it's not necessarily a thing of them or of other countries gaining independence and fucking it away or pissing it away. Yes, it did happen. Especially, I think even Zimbabweans have that thing of shitting on us because they know how fucked up their government did them, and essentially. So they kind of project.
And also, like, this is why I think it's important. Context is important. And like I mentioned, when you asked me the question of free will, we have been taking 30-second cameos in seasons that have been going on over thousands of seasons or timelines that have been going on forever. And sometimes the way we tell history decides how we look at how something has happened and what we attribute that to. Because as much as Zim had a lot of useless leaders that pissed away the wealth, there's also a huge factor of sanctions. Like they were sanctioned because they were trying to build an example of the first post-colonial successful Southern African nation that transitioned from Rhodesia to Zimbabwe and trying to build Zimbabwe to have its own personal capacity to succeed presents a threat to the global order, because once one African nation breaks free and sees this as something that's viable and grows its own economy, then the rest of them see that it's possible and they follow. This is why they have limited the industrialization in the global South, Africa, South America, everything included, unless you are a country that has significant white or European representation and your geopolitics align with the global order's geopolitics, then you're allowed to have something. And even if you look at it like from the perspective of Korea, North Korea and South Korea is the same story, because North Korea wanted to break away from the Japanese power, right? Because they were still under Japanese rule at that time, and they wanted to forge their own Korean way. And they were ultimately thrust into poverty, and over time they had alliances with Russia, and that's what helped North Korea somewhat become a military power. Quality of life of the citizens, we don't know. But South Korea also was in that poverty, and they aligned themselves to the other side of the world, the West, which is why they develop like that. The West always likes to choose examples where they'll allow you to develop post your colonization so that they can have a story about you. So if you gain independence by working with us, you will grow. And then they'll say, hey, they got independence, look at them. And if you get independence while trying to get rid of us and forge your own way, we will make it hard for you to grow, so we can turn around and say, hey, ever since you black people have gotten power, the country's gone to shit. So they carefully do that. There's a reason why Singapore did well after colonialism, but India didn't. There's a reason why certain countries do well and others don't. Yes, there's also all the nuances of leadership and your geopolitical state and your geographic advantages and your minerals and whatever. But by and large, if you side with the side of power or the global agenda, you are going to be granted some growth. You're going to be granted some success. And if you don't, they'll cook you.
It makes me think about how, because you mentioned earlier that we were like one of the last to gain quote unquote independence. And it's crazy to me because so much of the land was uninhabited. Yes, uninhabited. Yeah. So it shows that their spatial planning really forced us into or pushed us into like a bad area. Even if the land is bad, they pushed us into so many bad areas because why? Our area was a farm before 1970, and 1970 was recent. Our parents were well and alive. This place was just land, and I'm gonna bleep the name of the guy who owns it, not owns the area, but who owned this whole place. And he
yes.
Yeah, he only gave it away in the 70s, and then they started building a suburb and building homes and stuff in the 70s, and that's late. So this whole place was just land, literally just land, and then my road was water and all that shit. So it's just like it took so long for us to try and inhabit everywhere. So they had a monopoly over, and it's like even when I try to dig on this guy, there's nothing. It just says, well, he owned stuff here. It was mostly a dairy farm, and then his family named all the roads and all that shit, and then he just decided to give it to the government. So I'm like, you see, there's so much information that's missing and they even try and say, I know man's tried to leave because he just wants to go back to England and all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, wow. But anyway, cool. So
and my thing is, bro, like, the more you learn and the more you realize how the system works, the more you realize, bro, like it's cooked. Like, for example, the thing that I always laugh at is that people think their salaries and the VAT that comes out of their salaries pays for what government activity does. Like, bro, governments are your tax does not pay for what the government does. Like, governments are, what is this word? The word for sovereign. Yes, they are sovereign reserve issuing states. They can print money. Why would they need your tax if they can print more money?
Control.
This is what exactly they want to control the spending power, and they want to adjust it for inflation so that it doesn't go. So it's always a thing of, if they print more money, they'll print money to run their agenda, and then the kickbacks of printing that money, inflation, etc., are going to sit with you through tax and a lot of other things. So for me, when you look at that and you look at the fact that you can launch a project, right? Say, for example, you'll bleep it out, you are in the 70s, and you want to run a project with or developing a specific region, you will go to the government, and because you're tight with the government, they will print such and such money, give you kickbacks, allow you, and you'll be the tenderpreneur for that tender. You will build that land with government funding, and then you will give them, especially the people who made the deal happen, those individuals, you'll give them a stake in it. And then when all is said and done, that government spending is going to be $1 billion, $2 billion. You've done your project, you've eaten well, they've eaten well, you've created what you wanted to create. But that $2 billion that was created or printed did not come from anywhere. The Reserve Bank willed it to be. And then once that $2 billion is done, everyone else's prices are going to rise, and everyone else's fuel levy rates, everything is going to rise to settle a little bit of that $2 billion piece by piece. So everyone's going to pay for it except for you and the people who make the choice. And that's how it's always worked.
Hey, bruh. But that's true. And just to cap it all off, man, I just wish that I was like Jack Ma, where I can make my billions and start riding a bike in peace and start reading. And let people leave me alone. But that man, he was forced to do that. So it is what it is.
Yeah, man. J. Cole as well. He wasn't forced though. Hey, speaking of billions, bro. Speaking of billions, did you hear Drake's new song?
Which one? I heard a few snippets. I don't know.
It was, what's it called? Bro, it was 3 parts where the first 30 seconds was pure gas, and then he just changed it. And
how do you feel now, or some shit like that?
Yeah. He's like, how does it feel to count 2,000 million? It's like, it's what we've been saying. Niggas a billionaire.
Yeah, but of course, like niggas won't submit and stuff like that. It's just like, even when The Weeknd was saying in his song, I think it's I Can't Wait to Get There, he's like, we're just adding our profits and we almost counted $1 billion. Whereas if you had to Google The Weeknd's net worth is most likely like 250 million or something like that. So these guys don't submit. I feel like Kevin Hart is already a billionaire. Yeah, well, there's so many people I feel like are already billionaires, but because of the way it works. Yeah, well, actually, one person, Beyonce. That lady, I believe she's been a billionaire for over 10 years, because her net worth starts at 500 million for the longest. Only now they pushed it to 750. And it's like, there's no way in hell you could be the biggest artist in the world and you have the like probably the one of the greatest. Beyonce, the biggest artist in the world. Like, yeah, you can look at about Drake and say the super Beyonce. Everyone knows who Beyonce is. It's very rare to come across someone who doesn't know who Beyonce is. Like, honestly, in terms of success, she's number one and all of that. But because, yes, she's now old and yes, she still has her fan base, but she's just not the face of the music industry now. Taylor Swift is the face of the music industry, but that's besides the point.
Or the boy.
Come on, bro. He's been knocked off of his chair. But Taylor Swift is the face of the music industry in general. So everything will flow through her. That's why he keeps mentioning her in songs for no reason, because she's at the top. So it's just like, man, with Beyonce, Jay, people like her, like, and you mentioned Drake had money. These people,
West Coast savior, engraving your name off the hip hop history. Just call him
Tupac.
Yeah, Tupac.
Tupac records, bro. And I even forgot just to.
The Taylor Made was nasty piece of work.
I like the beat more than the beats and the Snoop verse. The beats and the Snoop verse.
Everything was beautiful, bro.
Nah, it's
anyway,
just
go on.
Yeah, but the first verse I could do without. But anyway, but what I was just saying is that no, man, these people hide their net worths, and yeah, of course these niggas will hit money, but it's just how they do and how they go about it. It is what it is. Because you saw with Diddy, when Diddy started getting into trouble, then they took away his billionaire status. Oh no, first when he was arguing with Kanye, suddenly became a billionaire. From 700 mil to a billionaire. It's like, we've been known that he's a billionaire. And then when he started getting in trouble with the Jews before this whole lawsuit thing, then they started taking away his shit. So it's just like, you will always have the money. Even Kanye now, he's still mad rich. He's still a billionaire. It's just the evaluation. It's just to show people.
Evaluation cooks you. but he still got enough money to go around. People makes it look, when they're saying he lost $1 billion, it's not like he had $1 billion sitting in the bank and he lost it. Like no one has that much of liquidity. Yeah, liquid wealth sitting. Like even if you have like hundreds of millions, you probably have like probably 350K on you at a time because all your assets are tied up. Because the moment you sell shares or sell anything, you're going to take out that money and realize the gains of those shares, but you're also going to be taxed on the profits you've made off of those shares. So they keep the shares and they borrow against the shares. And because they're borrowing large sums of money to live off of, they are getting it at near 0% interest rates because they are in a elite class of clients. Because the more you have, the more you get given. It's just what it is.
Of course, that's
like
how
being poor is expensive, bro.
Exactly.
That's when you see that the system is cooked because being poor is expensive.
And it's the system is designed to work against you if you don't have money.
Exactly. So when it comes to those guys, when they say they lost $1 billion, something has just changed in either shareholding structure or the evaluation of a specific position, a specific part of their portfolio, etc. It's not actual money that you can hold or in your account. It's just what you could have had if you exited this position, what you could have gotten if you sold out or whatever. And that just changes, and that's going to fluctuate back. So it's not really news, but I guess it is news.
Yeah, it is what it is in terms of that. But no, man, I didn't hear the news.
Sorry, though. I just want to make a differentiation between owning shares and then what like the Drakes and the Beyoncés are doing, because they have catalogs that generate billions.
Catalogs, businesses, etc.,
merch, everything. They themselves, they can go out and have a tour that can generate a couple $100 million and run up a lick.
Bro, have you ever been watching a football match or whatever, and then you see OVO in the corner, and it's like, yes, that looks like Drake's logo, but is it? And I checked, it is. It's like he's actually like it makes sense as to even why Barca had the owl on their shirts during the 1L Classico, and because of Spotify, like Men's has too many links. Of course, OVO on its own is a conglomerate, but it's just like, he has deeply rooted ties in everything. It's just he hasn't announced. Like even this week I don't know why it took so long, but Marvin's room went platinum, went diamond this week. So I'm just like, no, man. I'm like, what took so long? Because that song changed the music game in general. Like it changed so many industries and all that shit. So no, man, he did the thing. Yes, the album itself, Take Care, is diamond, but I know that song going platinum is something that it's just like a reminder as to what society or civilization used to be like with music, where we enjoyed music, we all fucked with the music. Now music is so diverse and everyone's dropping at once to the point where it's difficult for us to come together and say, okay, this is dope. Like the clips, we all came together and said, this is fire, we like this. But that's rare.
Not really.
What?
Bro, there were so many OV hoes.
Dead internet theory.
What do you mean?
The dead internet theory is that on the internet there are more bots than there are people.
Oh, okay. I hear that. But yeah, there's a lot of OV hoes that are hating on Push and the boy. And for me, I love Drake, but I love hip hop more than I love Drake. So yeah.
Exactly. But no, I think it's just mostly bots that people paid. Yes, there will be haters because there are ride or die Drake fans that will hate on the clips. But essentially the general consensus is that it was a fire ass album and we all liked it.
Absolutely. Scorcher.
Exactly. And it's so rare. And when was the last time we came together as rap fans and said, wow, this is an amazing piece of work? It's rare. It's extremely rare in this day and age. Maybe the last time or the last few years, it's just been verses mostly. Like the Jay-Z verses have now become PSAs and everyone stops what they're doing to hear what Jay-Z has to say. And won't just small things like that. But it's just, there's going to be viral songs, but there's not going to be a smash. Like in general, in the world, the last smash song was Tyler's song, Water. That was the last smash song that's the world knew. But before then, what was the song that was a smash? Apple.
Probably God's Plan.
No, I'm talking about like even your granny would know the song type thing. It's not God's Plan. God's Plan was a very big song, but it wasn't.
What about the Kiki? Do you love me? Are you riding?
It was a big song, but it wasn't like a household song. It's just like, for example, in One Dance, Universal.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hotline Bling. Yeah, well,
Hotline Bling. Yes.
Universal. Yeah, well, it's just a universal song.
One Dance as well.
One Dance is more so touches us more than the West, but I'm just saying, Hotline Bling touched the whole world. Like the memes, I think it boosted meme culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
The Drake meme is still there. Like when the man is pointing and then.
And
Yeah, so his biggest ones are definitely it's One Dance, God's Plan, Hotline Bling.
Yeah, but
Passion
we're not
Fruit.
counting. No, it's not. No, Passion Fruit isn't a major song. But I'm just saying, like in terms of a smash that everyone knows, like it's very few songs. Mask Off, that was a smash song. Like there's just certain songs. Oh, our grannies won't know Mask Off, but there's just certain songs that the whole world will know. Maybe I don't even count Not Like Us in there. I don't count it in there, even though it was a global success.
That was driven. That was like a driven agenda, though.
No, that song was fire, bro. It was too fire.
It's fire. I'm not taking that away from it, but it was driven.
No, it was fire and it was the moments. It was definitely pushed, but it was fire and it was in the moments. Because if you had to go back to it back to back, when Drake dropped back to back, it was fire and it was pushed. But it doesn't matter what level of pushing that you take it to, but because of the stage that this was on, that battle happened on, of course, the whole world was watching already. Yeah, well, so it just took the label to push it and we'll do what it needs to do. But I think Tyler's Water was the last song that universally everyone's like, I cannot escape this motherfucking song. So it's like,
not like us. You couldn't escape it, bro. Like you'd be on a Drake playlist and it will show up.
True. And even like if you had to go back to Snoop Dogg's Nothing But a G Thing, like there's certain songs that you wouldn't have escaped, especially back then. What's that song? The song that Puffy did for B.I.G. when he died, I'll be missing you.
Every step I take.
Exactly. Global hits. I'm sure our grandparents have heard that song once in their lives, you know. So it's like, we're missing that.
What do you mean you sure, bro? Some of those joints get played at funerals, bro. Like when the presentation and all the picture slides come up, those joints get played at funerals, my guy.
Right, but do you know a random Slander name that we used to call Party Next Door when he came back overweight? We called him Pizza Next Door.
Damn, Pizza Next Door.
Yes, because remember he came back overweight out of nowhere.
Pizza Next Door.
Pizza Next Door.
Ha. Hey, bro, but it's not the name that absolutely cooked me this week. What's Eze, bro? Eberechi Eze had a terrible game. In the England squad, they said he's erectile dysfunction.
That's crazy. Even Ebenezer's better. Erectile dysfunction is crazy.
Yo, Fetty, like I'd hate to be a footballer who's not doing well. And bro, like niggas are really, really going for your head top, especially if you play in the Prem, because Wirtz, bro, went from a nigga who's just respected as a good player to like now niggas are cooking him. Fits Ausch Wirtz, damn. Little Uzi Wirtz, damn. Squirts, damn.
Squid Wirtz,
damn. Squid Wirtz cook and they're just getting cooked left, right, and center. And that nigga has so many comps. Do you know there's a like a NBA Central version for football? It's called Hater Central, where niggas post stinkers. Like when a nigga has a stink of the game, every single touch, every single mistake, he covers it. This man went ahead and he made a 3-hour fail comp on. Who did he make a 3-hour fail comp on? Like that man sat there and got 3 hours of footage of open goal misses that Benzema was. No, it wasn't a 3-hour comp of Benzema. I think it was a 3-hour comp of Ronaldo when he was failing to dribble the ball or something. But niggas are hating. See, victim Joker is. Damn. It's Joker is, but Usesko Fender. Damn. Ay, my daughter, that was the worst.
Yeah, it was Six Offender. That's the craziest one. Because back in our day, it was just Pessy and Penaldo. I want you basic stuff. But it's also, you see, the thing that really pissed me off about those, like just saying, okay, no, this person scores penalties. Are they supposed to miss? Like,
yeah.
I don't understand. Like, yes, I'd actually just to come back to Nicolas Jackson. Mans was like, I scored 30 plus goals without any penalties. That's the highest besides outside of Diego Costa. And it's like, no, it wasn't, buddy. Do you know Olivier Giroud? Do you know the supermodel who looks like a football player? And I said it in the right order. The supermodel looks like a football player. Pause.
Yeah.
No homo.
That nigga gay.
Because a few girls have said, hey, but why is this guy playing soccer? But anyway, no homo. So I'm just like, bro, Giroud has scored more goals than Jackson and has not even taken up one penalty. So what the hell is he even on about? I hate niggas that do that. It's like, bro, you're going there to play number 2 and you know you're going there to play number 2. So why are you acting like you're escaping?
So what did he say? He said he's the only striker to score 30 goals. Like what?
He's the only striker to score more than 30 goals in the Premier League without penalties behind Diego Costa.
I want to get these stats, Guti. I'm the best nigga on the Sunday afternoon when it's raining. And and
he's only talking about Chelsea. He's the only striker to score more than without penalties. It's like, no, Giroud was right there. And Giroud won us a Europa League. He won us a Champions League. Man was everywhere.
Yeah, for me, bro, it's quite simple as when you have to add too many terms and conditions for you to get a record, bro, it's not looking good. Let it be.
But it's also you're talking shit, but you have to come back. And it's like, bro, when you come back, we'll fuck you up. But excuse me, if you take the Sterling routes, it's like it depends. It's either you want the pay or your career. And Sterling chose the pay.
I think he really hopes that we're gonna buy him, but we're not buying that nigga.
Hell no. Your niggas already paid top price for a loan. That's crazy.
Like, unless he goes out and does some all-timer things where it's like, 80 million is a steal.
And I really want him to. That's my thing. It's like I want him to.
He's capable of doing it. I really think when we look at everything, because the biggest problem on Nicolas Jackson is just the inconsistencies of finishing and the finishing product.
Decision making, yeah.
Yeah, but link up play, the way the man can take the ball on the turn, the way he can play a pass, the way he can dribble and beat his man, the pace he has, the spaces he can get into. Like, if he can just work on his positioning and he can work on his finishing and his decision making and work on his greed. Because I think at Chelsea, bro, he wasn't fed, and his place was not like, he didn't know what he was. He was fighting for his place, but also he was the first team striker, but also not. And he was fighting for his place among like the front three. Because I keep thinking about that time where Cole Palmer and Noni Madueke and him were arguing over the penalty. And it's like he wanted to insert himself as the guy, but the throne was up for the taking. And that was the season Cole Palmer really started to cook up. And he took the throne. He was like, nah, it's mine, niggas.
It's not even that. It's the thing is when they are designated penalty takers, you'll practice this on purpose. You'll all know it. It's written on the whiteboard in the changing rooms. You'll know this already. So just because you want to now get your confidence up doesn't mean anything. Especially at that time, we had to win. And the person who had 100% success rate was Palmer. So logically, yes. Mind you, all these young niggas were like 23, 24. Palmer stood there and waited for the niggas. Then took the ball after that. Because Thiago Silva had to come and take it from them. Hey, bitch ass niggas, stop this shit. Like you need to relax because it was Madueke,
Jackson and Noni, yeah.
Jackson and Noni. No, there was someone else. It was the third person who was trying to fight for it, but I think it was like mainly those two. I think, but
it was those two, and then Cole Palmer, and then Thiago Silva yanked the thing and what. And my thing is, yes, you have a designated penalty taker, but the hierarchy wasn't set in attack. Like, who is the guy here? It was like, of course,
it was all over the place. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, for example, at United, bro, Bruno's gonna say whether he misses him or not. We know that in attack, he is the designated guy, and he's the guy with the experience. He's the best guy right now. Probably not. There's other guys who are better, but he is the guy. And when you don't have the guy, it leaves a power vacuum, and egos are all trying to fight and clash for being the guy. Whereas where he is going at Bayern, he is clearly not the guy. So he has to make the best with what he's given. There's no two ways about it. Harry Kane is levels above you right now, my man. And you're there to give him a rest, and you're there to plug in holes in the squad. That's what you're here for. All you have to do is just overperform at that. And if he has an all-timer season, maybe we go for it, maybe we don't. But 9 times out of 10, niggas going back to Chelsea.
And Diaz is cooking like a motherfucker. They're buying.
Oh, bro, he is. I'm worried about his, but like, no. Let me not nitpick. Like, he misses like stupid chances, but the fact that he's consistently getting those chances, like the thing that pissed me off about Leroy Sané and Kingsley Coman is that Kingsley Coman was a one-trick pony. I'm dribbling the nigga, faking right, going left, cutting back in, or I'm either gonna try go for the shot, or I'm either gonna try go for a cross, and at least 6 times out of 10, I'm skying it, and I'm gonna kill some birds. And then once and again, I hit a banger of a cross and we get a sensational goal for the highlight reel, or I hit a banger of a curl. And that's all Kingsley Coman did. He runs down the line, beats his man 1v1, goes left, cuts right, either cross or shot, done. Leroy Sané, bro, was a nigga who can dribble, he can do everything, but that guy would have load shedding, bro. But when he's one-on-one with the keeper, it's load shedding him shy. Escom pulls the plug. Niggas just disappeared. But Diaz, bro, he gets in positions. He works hard. Defensively, blameless. Interplay, blameless. And the nigga moves, bro. Like, he's not just a winger who's waiting to do something when he has the ball. Like, the nigga's consistently making runs, getting in spaces. Bro, it's cooking. And then Olise, my nigga. Ha, ha, ha.
Now, he's been your best signing in some years and in a very long time.
Olise, boy. I don't think we've had a signing like that since... bro...
It's been a minute since Robin.
Robin, Ribery, potentially Douglas Costa could have been another one. Because Douglas Costa's first year, boy. Hey, Bellerin was never the same again, Fitz. Bellerin was never the same again. Douglas Costa made him see that, let me leave this football and go do the fashion thing. Because but yeah, man.
Man, I saw some random stats. I forgot which right back they said was the fastest right back in the Premier League of all time. I forgot which it was like a random right back. And they're like, do these niggas remember Bellerin was the fastest right back ever to be recorded to have run? Bruh, it's crazy. Propaganda is crazy when it comes to football. It's like, I don't understand, not that I don't understand, I mean, I put it that way, but it's like, it just comes to show how you can easily indoctrinate someone by pushing propaganda, because whichever team wins the Champions League, Europa League, whatever, there's propaganda that these guys are the best in the world. Even if it could have been a fluke win or whatever, niggas will start getting pushed. Their players will come with the whole PR strategy just to start pushing, okay, these guys are supposed to be a problem. PSG's PR was pushed deservedly because they were destroying niggas all over in the Champions League and everywhere, and then they lost the source by the Club World Cup, and they just went.
You niggas cooked them, and you niggas cooked them, bro.
Their superpowers get neutralized. We could only watch in silence. I know, shame. I think Chelsea did everyone a favor there. We just yanked everything out of them. That was like the last time they ever had that fear, or we had that fear of PSG. Yanked everything out of them.
But my whole thing with this is that PR helps when you win the Champions League, but you see Barca, see a malfunction. Iron Man's PR is something else, bro. Man, I've never seen like Barca PR. I've never seen PR like that. Those niggas have serious PR. Like Ronaldo scored 2 scorchers, or he scored a goal at an absolute banger. Was it
from distance? From a few days ago.
And then on ESPN.com, you can literally see they say, "Oh, the 2 goals are not impressive." But then Messi just does a couple tap-ins and it's like, yo, no, Messi still has that bit of genius in him. I'm like, bro, come on. Come on.
For a 40-year-old to do what he did in his early 20s is insanity. Yes, Messi played his last home game as the Argentinian captain. But all Messi did was just his trademark, which was chip. You know, it's like, okay, we appreciate it. It's like, yes, you did your trademark for the last time playing at home, cool. But Cristiano did something that he used to do easily in his 20s that is still considered today to be a major thing. Those are 2 different things.
Bro, these niggas are different, bro. Like, bosses, like, PR is different. Like, the fact that, did you see the thing with the Miami Cup? That even before they won, bro, they were like, they lost the cup and they already started engraving Miami in the trophy, so they had to try and remove it. Like, what type of a PR is that?
Stupidity. It's plain old stupidity. But my thing is like, Barca, I feel like Barca's relationships ran so deep. So now that they are in the radar in terms of financially, their relationships are still strong as shit because they built that over the years. So they can push whatever propaganda they have. And also Messi's propaganda isn't just Barca, it's just FIFA. Messi is FIFA now.
Yeah. He's the media darling, bro.
Yeah, he's gonna be on the board, but I like how he doesn't like talking. Remember when Messi...
he probably does, but we wouldn't understand because the nigga only speaks in Spanish.
No, here's the thing: Messi speaks English. That's the crazy part.
What?
We found out last year Messi knows English. It's just that he didn't want to speak.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious, bro. I laughed so hard. He did an interview, I forgot with who, and he was speaking English, and it's like, how? You knew English this whole time? And everyone's like, no, he just didn't want to speak English. That's it. And it's like, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. Like, I will speak my language because I want to, and you're gonna translate. I'm the one of the greatest players of all time. You're gonna bow down to my whim. Literally, he only has one interview in English, and I'm like, oh, this guy knew English this whole time. Hey, bro, Messi's another serious member. But the thing that made me laugh the most,
Rightfully so, bro.
of course.
How
But the
do you
thing
make it that far without an ego, bro? Like an insurmountable ego. First, you have to believe you're the best. And so many niggas believe they're the best. And then you have to go in and prove it and consistently prove it and consistently push past those limits. So the nigga has done that. So of course he has an ego.
Of course. The thing that really made me laugh was when I think it was the Portuguese national team coach went to Trump with the signed Cristiano shirts and said, let's stop the war, let's promote peace, world peace or whatever. And I'm just like, Cristiano trying to get back into the US. Man's is bad. I mean, it's because of his case. So man's needs clearance. He needs to be pardoned to go play at the World Cup. So that's basically what Cristiano's working on, to get pardoned so he can play. Or allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
It's not a real concrete thing. But yeah, any predictions so far? Do you see Bayern winning the Bundesliga, or do you see any other team?
Bundesliga, I expect a cup double. Champions League, I don't know, man. Probably, like, Champions League is a hard one here.
It's up in the air.
It's so up in the air at the beginning of the season. Like, we only see what's cooking around like Feb.
I'd say December.
No, bro. Feb. Because you can have form in December and then that last pocket in the last week of Feb when we usually have games.
International breaks and all those things.
Niggas go missing and then your whole thing is mashed. So that's usually the time where you look at that and you see who has the fit squad and whose thing is coming together. And that's when you'll get an idea of who's doing the Champions League thing.
Yeah, that's
because last year we were in the conversation up until Musiala. Was Musiala? It was Upamecano. It was Coleman and a number of niggas, like 3-4. Davies as well. 3-4 niggas dropped. And Gabon would say, boy.
You're supposed to buy Simmons. You're supposed to get him. I don't know why you didn't go for him.
Because niggas are cheap, bro. Niggas don't want to spend money.
Because he's a direct, not even replacement, but it's a direct replacement for Musiala because he's out.
Like, so, and it's like, what happens when Musiala comes back?
Switch niggas onto the wing. These niggas can play on the wing.
Not Musiala, bro. That man wants it central, bro. And he's one of the best cams, if not the best cam. Like, he's one of the, like, why would you move Musiala to the wing to put Simmons there, bro? And Simmons doesn't have that motion as a winger.
Cam's a back.
Twisted. Yeah, he's a cam. He's a little bit of a Wirtz situation because Wirtz is also, he's a cam, but he's like a cam that likes to drift off half spaces. And because Liverpool don't move the way Leverkusen did with all the traffic in midfield because of the 3-4-3, he's like, he doesn't get that free freedom to drift off the line because the fluidity of the team doesn't allow him to do that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like,
Sorry, go ahead, bro.
No flops. But my main thing is like, it doesn't matter if I'm saying this as a Chelsea fan, but I think Cole Palmer brought back number 10s because now everyone's transitioning to having a number 10 in their team. As much as everyone did have one, you see the one team that had a real number 10 but had to play him at false 9 was Bobby Firmino. Bobby Firmino was a 10 before the 10s went extinct or disappeared, and then he transitioned to a center forward. And then now Cams are now back because it was Palmer who started thriving because they tried to put him on the right wing. And then after that, they saw, no, man, this man can string shit together in the center of the pitch. So it's now him, it's now Wirtz, it's now Musiala. It's now up to these guys to bring back the proper 10 who can string shit together. Because Wirtz, bro, that man can play. Like, he's slick. You see, Odegaard, that's his problem. If Arteta can just put Odegaard in a fucking 10 position and then he can work on his shit, he would be so much better, bro. I swear, so much better. Even though I don't want that to happen, but yeah.
I think the 10, because there was a weird time between 2015 and 2020 where the 10 started going extinct, because before 2015 we had gang 10s. Like, the top 10s of that time were like niggas like Götze, Özil,
Kaká.
2015.
Oh, 2015 times. Oh,
like just from 2010 to 2015 we had
Kaká was there though.
He was on his last legs, bro.
True.
He was on his last legs, bro. And like niggas like Abo, what's this man now? Christian Eriksen at Spurs, sensational.
Oh
Top
yes.
dog. Coutinho,
Coutinho.
sensational.
Yes, he has to
Top
play on the
dog.
wing too.
It's
Yeah.
James Rodriguez. My
Now that's a
boy.
10. That's someone who's built for a 10, could not play anywhere else except for 10. That's a real number 10.
Even like when we go to the younger kid, the young kids, it's about Julian Draxler. It's that nigga had the streets in FIFA. It's Julian Draxler.
Yeah,
number 10.
That's a push him to wing too. Damn.
That's exactly. And the only guys who are number 10s who are able to survive that extinction period were Thomas Muller
And KDB.
and Kevin De Bruyne. Those are the only two guys who could buck the hazy. Everyone fell off, from Ozil to Nene to whoever you want to bring up. They either went to be an 8 or they went to do something else. They didn't stay 10s.
But Muller was more of a center forward than a 10 when he had to transition. And KDB was also an 8. So those guys could play.
Those niggas were 10s because Muller started his career as a winger. He was a winger / cam. So he could play anywhere across the front line. But when Pep came to Bayern, because with Heinkes, Muller would move right mid. He could sometimes be in cam because our cam was either between Muller or Kroos. That was still our cam. And then even Kroos was a cam, and then he moved back. Muller was moving across the front line. And then when Guardiola came, he did almost like it was a 4-2-3-1 in form, but it was more like a 4-4-2.
Oh,
Muller.
You know another one who had his shit as a 10, almost lost its when 10s went away and got it back, Cesc Fabregas.
But he went more like a deep line playmaker, though.
He became an 8 because of the 10s being extinct, but he was a 10.
And when he was a 10, he was smoky.
Yes, he was a 10 at Arsenal, and then he got lost at Barca, and then when he came to Chelsea, he became a deep player. Oh, he became an 8, but then he was assisting still.
Yeah, his assists were crazy. He's a playmaker, bro. But he wasn't a 10 in the full scope of what a 10 should be and what we expect from a 10.
Right. 10s were extinct at that stage by 2015.
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah. Mata was another one. Oscar,
Juan Mata.
another
Oh
one.
man. Those two, Mazaka and Hazard. Those three. Mazaka. Bruh.
Yeah. So it's there's too much. There's too much, bro. There's too many 10s, bro. There's even 10s that Mkhitaryan first was a 10, bro.
Yeah, and they pushed him to wing. Yeah.
They pushed him to wing, and then now, because his legs are gone, he's in central midfield. Çalhanoğlu was a 10. They got smoky from the free kick spot. Another nigga, they pushed him. So it happened, bro. I remember
Cotola was a 10.
Cotola.
Yeah.
Yes, and they made him an 8, kind of like an 8 that receives the ball deep and whatever. So, pause. Wilshere.
Jack Wheelchair. Yeah, he was built as a 10, but he couldn't thrive where they tried to play him elsewhere.
And then they put him in like an 8 position, and man would string play together masterfully. Yeah,
but he struggled though. He struggled to keep it consistent, even when he
this injuries more than anything. I don't think it was a talent issue or position issue. It was injuries, bro.
Nah, because it's like even if he was there, like if he wasn't on his game, he wouldn't make a difference. He would just dribble.
Yeah,
like have close control. It's like Foden. Foden is supposed to be this new number 10, but he's now Lord knows where.
Winger, something hybrid, whatever.
Exactly. But bruh, hey, let's wrap up, yo.
Yo, man. As always, man. As always. Stay wrapped up, niggas. Streets are cold. There's another outbreak, bro. Stay wrapped up. And stay sensational. With yours truly. No. Pause. I said stay wrapped up with yours truly. No.
He said it was gay. So what?
Right.
Pause. But as always, man, you know what this is, what this was, what it's always going to be. It is yours truly, Mr. Bavaria.
And Wesley Sniper.
And this was the world's most sensational podcast, the Let Me Mansplain Podcast, where everything goes, just as long as you can explain it. Yeah.
We gone.